understand that there's a set of rules that we use for multiplication, and there's a different set of rules that you're using for addition subtraction. I'm going to show you some strategies that will help you. I kind of did this also on Friday, but I'll show it to you again. I think for the most part, the first maybe 1 through 4 were okay. It's when we started getting into multiple variables where there were issues. When you have multiplication, take the numbers or coefficients first and multiply them. So 5 times 6 is, so always start off with that, and I like to cross them out as I do them so I know that they're done. So we have 30, and then what's r times r? R squared. Don't say r2. That's not the same. R to the second power or r squared. You have to make a note that there's an exponent after the r by saying r squared, r to the second power. And I think everybody got that one right. I think that was okay. Okay, now we have adding, and there were some issues with the first adding. The expression 2x is what in repeated addition? 2 times x, just 2 times x. If you were to rewrite that as repeated addition, what is it? X plus x. We forgot that. X plus x. X, wait, no. When you, this is the concept we forgot. This is really 2 times x, right? Which is really x plus x. We forgot that concept when I taught it. Let me go back. This was the first half of lesson 6, or the second half of lesson 6. X plus x. Make believe x is 5. 5 plus 5 is, isn't that the same as 2 times x, 2 times 5? Right? What multiplication is, it's repeated addition. The coefficient tells you how many times the letter x repeats when you do repeated addition. So what would 3y be? Very good. What would 4n be? Kind of got to get that back into your head again, that it's repeated addition. So now going back to this, it helps to sometimes expand it so you can see it. 2x is what? X plus x. I'm going to rewrite it underneath the 2x. Now I have another plus x. And then what's 3x as repeated addition? Did I get all of them? I lost count. One more. Okay, so think of each piece as like each chip, each tile I'm holding up is a variable, the x. Here's one x, plus another, plus another, plus another. If you add up all your x's now, what do you get? You get 6x. There's 6. 6x. Make sure you, once you've expanded it out, make sure you count correctly. 6x is the answer. Not 6x squared or 6x to the 6th. You have 6 x's. When you add them all together, it's 6 times x. Taylor. I must have missed his because 6x cubed is not right. But I'm not going to take back the point. Matt, did you have 6x cubed? Just change it to 6x. All right? The correct answer is 6x. All right. Back to multiplication again. It helps to expand it when you see it. This is 2 times j. So watch. Underneath it, I'm going to put 2, and I'm going to put the dot in there, times j. Times this j times 3 times j. Now, I'd like to do the numbers first. Get them out of the way. What's 2 times 3? J times j times j. Yep. J cubed or j to the third power. There are different sets of rules. Now look, we're back to addition subtraction. 8n is how many n tiles? How many tiles? 8 of these, right? Because Multiplication of 8 times n is the same as adding n how many times? I need somebody's hand. Come up here. Face the audience because they got to be able to see this. All right. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We start off with 8. I'm going to cross it out because that's what we start off with. I'm adding how many more n's? Hold it up. 2 more. How many does he have total now? I hope so. Now he's got to give me one. How many does he have left? 9n is the answer. Okay? Have a seat. All right, here we go. I'm going to expand this out. It's going to take forever, but it's going to help you to see it. This, just this, is 2 times k times k times that's 2k to the fourth times 3 times how many k's? Times k times k. Done. Times another k times n times n. Now it's expanded out. Numbers first. I have a 2 and I have a 3. Start with the 6. How many k's altogether? K to the 7th power. 2 n's. No more dots, and definitely no more x's for multiplication. If you had dots, I allowed it but made a note. Don't use dots. If you use an x for multiplication, I gave you no credit because they look like variables. Any questions on number 5? Okay, now we have 2 variables. You can't combine colors. So I'm going to handle just the g's first. I have 17 g's, right? I'm going to rewrite it because it's kind of 17g. That's one variable. Plus 3h. I'm going to do it in a different color so you can see the difference. 3h. And then they go back to the g's again, right? Plus 10h. And then minus h, right? Okay, let's do red first. What the heck? Let's do it. Who can hold 17 of these in their hand? Shannon, I need you to use 2 hands, okay? Face the audience quickly, but let's do it kind of quickly. Here's 5. I hope, right? Another 5. Remember, we're on the air. 5. How many does she have altogether? 17, right? Now, look, that's my G's. I don't care about my H's yet. How many does she have to give back to me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any more G's we got to deal with? No, right? She had 17. She gave me 5. How many does she have left? Okay, that takes care of the G's. 12G. Okay, let's stay here. Let's do the H's. Can we kind of do this abstractly? I give her 3, and then how many more do I give her? Total is, then I take 1 away. 12G plus 12H. Okay? They're separate. You can't make them together. You can't make it 24GH. Apples and oranges. When you add and subtract, 2 different variables you have to separate them. You make apple oranges. We don't want apple oranges. Okay? Okay. It's getting a little crowded. Okay, back to multiplication. This is really 10 times 2 times A times 2 times B times 3 times B times 2. What do I do first? Raise your hand. Always do the numbers first. What do you have for numbers? Say it. Okay, what's 10 times 2? This is really not too bad to do this in your head. 20, what's 20 times 2? 40 times 3, 120, and then 120 times 2. 240 takes care of the coefficient. How many A's? Better check again. How many B's? What's B times B? 240 AB squared. I think you had the concept, but you just... All right, last one. Adding, subtracting, right? Think of tiles. I have one R and I add another. I've got a total of 2. I then add 24 more. 26 tiles that say R. But then I take 25 of them away. I gave you credit if you left the coefficient number 1 and you put before it. But remember, we don't need it. You should just leave it as R all by itself. We just got to practice it, okay? All right, let's move on. See it again.